I wanted to do this upgraded video of an older video that I did on a natural antibiotic concoction. Now, anything that I say is not meant to replace your medical care. Check with your doctor before implementing what I'm about to show you. So I'm going to give you a formula of something you can make. It's a homemade drink that you'll take at the first sign of sickness, whether you get a tickle in your throat or you feel run down or you go through a stress event. That's when you're going to take this, okay? Now, a couple things you need to know. When you take an antibiotic, realize that only kills bacteria. It doesn't kill viruses. It doesn't kill candida, fungus, things like that. What you're going to be taking is you're going to be taking an antimicrobial remedy, okay? And we're going to borrow these powerful chemicals from plants. So what we're going to do is we're going to tap into their chemicals, use them for our benefits. So this is not really an antibiotic, it's an antimicrobial. So it's antibacterial, antivirus, anti-parasite. And there's going to be a lot less side effects than an antibiotic, which creates antibiotic resistance. When you tap into the antimicrobial effects from plants, you don't get the same resistance, okay? You don't get the side effects. You know, when they talk about herbal remedies, they classify them as alternative medicine. But honestly, pharmaceutical companies get a lot of their ideas from plants. The first form of medicine was from Mother Nature, okay? So it's going to be harder for you to resolve this situation. Now, the next thing is the most important thing. So if you checked out, check back in right now. This is very, very, very important. Stress, okay? If you're going through stress right now, which you probably are if you're sick, because stress always is the thing that triggers a lowered immune system. You must do whatever you can to reduce this stress. Why? Because stress activates cortisol. All right, so we're going to be using several things that we're going to blend in a 16-ounce mason jar, and you're going to keep this in the refrigerator, and it's going to actually get stronger and more potent over time because it's going to ferment. So you're going to be using garlic, which has a certain phytonutrient. In fact, it has like 33 additional sulfur-based compounds that directly help as an antimicrobial. So garlic is the most important thing. You also use ginger, which is a very potent antimicrobial. You're going to be using turmeric, which is probably number 2 after garlic in its antimicrobial effects. And it's the curcumin in turmeric that is going to help you. And then we're going to also use apple cider vinegar. Okay. Now, in the first video I did, I recommended using 2 cups. I found that's pretty strong. Okay. So we're going to use a lot less. But apple cider vinegar is going to help acidify your system to the point where your phagocytes, those little guys that help clean up infection and help fight microbes, you can stimulate phagocytes through acidification. And then we're going to use a whole lemon with the peels, the outside and everything. You're going to blend it. That's going to give you your very potent vitamin C complex and the bioflavonoids to help the immune system. So you're not going to just use lemon juice, you're going to use the whole lemon. And then in this mixture, you're going to add a very specific type of honey called Manuka honey. Now, in the first video, I didn't recommend it. In this video, I'm going to recommend it. Not a lot, but just some, because of its very, very powerful antimicrobial effects. So the benefits or the pros of using this honey far outweigh the cons as far as it breaking your ketogenic plan, because this honey has a very interesting chemical called MgO, as well as hydrogen peroxide, that can really speed things up for you. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to take 15 cloves of garlic. You're not going to have to put them through a garlic press because you're going to put them right into the blender, okay? So 15 garlic cloves. Take a whole lemon, an organic lemon, stick that in the blender. Now we're going to take 1 tablespoon of turmeric powder. Then you're going to create 1/4 cup of ginger. So you're going to take some ginger, you're going to shred it on a grater until you get about 1/4 cup. You're going to put that in the blender. It's going to be very, very spicy. Now you're going to take 1/4 cup of this Manuka honey, pour that into the blender. You're going to also add 1 ounce of extra virgin olive oil. Why? Because this oil is going to help you extract the fat soluble plant-based compounds that are in these plants. Now, you could instead use coconut oil if you want. Just use a heaping teaspoon of that, put it in the blender, because in order to extract fat soluble compounds, you need fat. Just like you'd put oil on your salad, because the carotenoids, plant-based chemicals in your salad, are fat soluble. So they need fat to be able to break them down. Okay, now we're going to add 3 ounces of apple cider vinegar, put that in the blender, and then add a cup of water. Now you're going to blend this for about 1 to 2 minutes. And then you're going to pour it into this 16-ounce mason jar, okay? And then you're going to finish it off with some additional water until you're about a half an inch from the top, okay? Now you're going to seal the jar completely tight and put it in the refrigerator. Now you could start using this immediately, but just realize that the longer it's in the fridge, the better it's going to work as far as the potency goes. And then at the first sign of a sickness, whether it's a tickle in the throat or you're feeling run down, you're tired, you're going to take a shot of this drink, okay? And then you can also take an additional 4 shots spread out through the rest of the day. So there you have it, a natural antimicrobial drink